170. Woohoo! We're getting on. And today's topic is, where was your family when they celebrated their 50th, as in 50, wedding anniversary? And I just suddenly thought of a really cool picture I could show you guys. Was I at this one? I was at this one. Let's see. Albums, that's what I want. So I'm just popping into a quick thing to show you, because I can show you a picture of my great-grandparents on their 50th wedding anniversary. Can't show you a picture of my parents on their 50th wedding anniversary because I was in the States and they were tripping around New Zealand somewhere. It got to the point. I'm gonna kill me for this. It got to the point where they got that's what I want. It got to the point where I threw a couple of surprise parties within a couple of years of each other. First was for their 50th birthdays, and we did a joint. Dad kind of knew that there was something going on for Mum's one, so we told him about it and made it about both of them, since there are only 3 weeks difference between their birthdays. And then for their 30th wedding anniversary, we had a big bash. I had photos up of every house that they had lived in. We had copies of all of their wedding photos up as well. Their flower girl was there. My mum's aunt was there. Her daughter was the flower girl, so they came together, which was absolutely a blessing for us, because my great aunt passed passed about 4 or 5 weeks later from cancer, and so my mum and dad got to spend some time with them, not only at the 30th wedding anniversary, but also the next day. They went up and met up with them and spent some time with them and catching up and all of that. And that was the last time that my mum and dad saw my great aunt alive. So she was a wonderful, wonderful lady. But that was for their 30th. So after that, they decided for any major wedding anniversary or birthday, they were not going to be home. So for their 50th, I didn't get to celebrate with them, but they had a lovely trip. I think they did. Yeah, they went around the South Island. For their I think they went to the South Island for their 50th wedding anniversary. So, but they were always away on their wedding anniversary after that. I have no idea why. So, but 50th anniversary, that's quite a goal. And that was, I was hoping to be able to celebrate my 50th wedding anniversary with Brad. Unfortunately, he passed away 9 years ago, just shy of our 19th wedding anniversary. So, he passed. We've been married 18 years when he passed. And he passed in September, and our wedding anniversary is December. So it was just before our 19th wedding anniversary. This year will be our 28th wedding anniversary, and the 9th one that he's missed. So yeah, we could have done 50 as well, but unfortunately that wasn't to happen. But let's talk about 50th wedding anniversaries, because they are a huge milestone. 50 years of marriage is more than an anniversary. It's half a century of two people's lives being woven together as one. Think about that. That's half a century. That's 50 years. It's the golden anniversary. That's, and it's just sort of like, these two lives, these two people have been together for 50 years. My parents are coming up on, they celebrated their 61st this year. Think about everything a couple may have experienced between their wedding day and their golden anniversary. Homes were bought and sold. Careers began and ended. Children arrived and grew up. Grandchildren may have joined the family. Some may even have great-grandchildren. There were celebrations, ordinary Tuesdays, unexpected changes, difficult seasons, laughter, disagreements, adventures, and thousands of everyday moments that became a life together. Reaching that 50-year milestone was often a reason for the entire family to gather. They may have been a large anniversary party with children, grandchildren, siblings, cousins, and lifelong friends. Perhaps the couple renewed their vows. My parents did that on their 25th wedding anniversary, because I was very much part of that service. Perhaps the couple renewed their vows, returned to the place where they were married, enjoyed a special dinner, or celebrated at home surrounded by people who mattered the most. My parents were out of the house. They were gone. they were on vacation somewhere. Golden wedding anniversaries can also leave behind wonderful pieces of family history. Look for photographs, invitations, newspaper announcements, cards, guest books, anniversary albums, letters, or even a copy of a speech someone gave at the celebration. You might discover photographs showing several generations of the family together in one place. I will tell you this, those photographs of those generational photographs are absolutely priceless. There was one that I saw in a newspaper one time. It was 6 generations. 6 generations. The oldest was 104. The youngest was 6 weeks. 6 generations were in one photograph. It was absolutely amazing. And the one that was 104 was cradling the 6-day-old one in her arms. And behind her was her daughter, then their daughter, then that daughter, then all the way down to all the way down to that little baby that she was carrying. Just incredible photo. My sister-in-law has a 5-generation photo with her mom, her daughter, the daughter's daughter, and then the younger generation. There was 5 generations in that photo, and they are just they hit me right here when I see those multiple generations, because I think, look at all the love and the stories and the adventures that family has had over that number of generations. And just trying to think, just thinking about it, so that is just so incredible. Then compare those anniversary photos with the couple's original wedding photographs. 50 years separate those 2 moments, but what happened between them is where the real family story lives. What did they remember about their wedding day after 50 years? Did they still laugh about something that went wrong? Did they remember their first home, the early years when money was tight, raising their children, family holidays, or adventures they never imagined they would have when they first said, I do? Here's a question worth asking if you're ever fortunate enough to have the opportunity. What did they believe made their marriage last? That is a really good question. I have heard so many answers to that. Things like never going to bed angry, keeping the bedroom as a safe space, a safe, sacred space. No arguing in the bed. If you're going to argue, you take it out of the bedroom. The bedroom is always for a place of love and understanding and peace and calm. Their answers might surprise you. It could be love, friendship, patience, humor, compromise, stubbornness, shared values, knowing when to speak and when to keep quiet, or simply choosing each other again and again through all the different seasons of life. Isn't that amazing? So now I'm going to quickly show you my great-grandparents. This is my dad's mum's parents on their 50th. This was taken at their 50th wedding anniversary. Okay, so let me go to that page. What the heck are they coming up with now? Yeah, I know you're doing that, but get out of my way. Hang on. There are times that, there we go, for whatever reason. Okay, so this is my pop, and this is Granny. This is their wedding picture right here. This is a tea service that they were given for their 50th wedding anniversary. This is Granny's sister Olivia, who was her maid of honor or matron of honor, one of those two. And then this is Pop's brother. What's his name? Hang on. Information. Where'd the information go? I took it off show info. That's it. Yes, this is Queenie. Queenie was Granny's sister and bridesmaid, and this is Oliver, who was Pop's brother and best man. So that and then this was my Granny and Pop on their 50th on their wedding day here, and I just love that photo. It's such a great picture of them. I've heard all sorts of stories about them over the years, but I've only ever known them. My recollection of them was just fun people to hang with. They were my great-grandparents. And I do have a picture of my granny, my mum, and I together, and just her daughter, my grandmother, was missing out of that photo to give us a 4-generation picture. But yeah. But this was their 50th wedding anniversary. And so Queenie, her sister and bridesmaid, and Oliver, his brother and best man, being able to share that 50th anniversary together. Isn't that a cool picture? I love that picture because it just represents so much and so many stories that have been gone through over the years and everything else. So now your task for today, your family tree challenge for today, find a couple in your family who celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. When and where did they celebrate? Who was there? How did the family mark the occasion? Are there photographs, cards, newspaper announcements, or other keepsakes from the day? Ask family members what they remember about the celebration and what they remember most about the couple themselves. A 50th wedding anniversary doesn't simply celebrate one day, it celebrates 50 years of ordinary days when put together, created an extraordinary family story. So let us know in the comments below some of the stories that you uncover. And with that, we are out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. We'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Hey,